A major escalation in the ongoing Iran war crisis has now resulted in the first reported casualties in Saudi Arabia. Saudi authorities say 2 people have been killed after a military projectile struck a residential area in the city of Al-Kharj. According to Saudi civil defense officials, the projectile fell on a populated neighborhood late Sunday, causing deadly damage and injuring several others. The victims were identified as foreign nationals, one from India and another from Bangladesh. Officials also confirmed that at least 12 other people, most of them Bangladeshi residents, were wounded in the incident. Emergency teams were immediately deployed to the area, while investigators began assessing the damage and the possible origin of the projectile. The deadly strike comes amid rapidly rising tensions across the Middle East as the war involving Iran continues to intensify. According to regional reports, Iran has launched hundreds of missiles and drones targeting various locations across the Gulf region during the past 9 days of escalating conflict. Iran's elite military force, the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, earlier claimed responsibility for targeting radar systems and strategic defense positions in several locations, including areas near Al-Kharj. The Iranian forces say the strikes were aimed at military infrastructure. However, the projectile that landed in the residential area has now raised serious concerns about civilian safety in neighboring countries. The attack has sparked strong reactions from regional leaders. Earlier on Sunday, the head of the Arab League, Ahmed Abul-Gheit, sharply criticized Iran during a diplomatic meeting. He accused Tehran of pursuing what he called a reckless policy by launching attacks against Arab nations. According to Abul-Gheit, such actions risk widening the conflict and threatening stability across the entire Middle East. As the conflict enters its 9th day, fears are rising that further missile and drone attacks could impact more countries across the Gulf region. The international community is now watching closely as tensions continue to build in one of the world's most strategically important regions.
Tensions across the Middle East are exploding tonight as Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps claims a wave of powerful missile and drone strikes across the region. According to Iranian officials, multiple strategic military targets linked to the United States and Israel have been hit in a series of coordinated attacks. The IRGC says one of its major targets was the Al-Azraq Air Base in Jordan, also known as Muwafaq Salti Air Base, which is described by Tehran as the largest and most active offensive hub used by American fighter jets in the region. Iran claims the base was struck in several consecutive rounds of attacks, targeting critical infrastructure supporting U.S. military operations. At the same time, Iranian missiles reportedly struck military assets in the Israeli cities of Tel Aviv and Beersheba. Tehran says the strikes were carried out using Kaibar missiles, the nickname for the powerful Khorramshahr-4 ballistic missile, which is believed to carry super-heavy warheads designed for maximum destruction. The Iranian Revolutionary Guard says these attacks are only the beginning. In a statement carried by Iranian media, the IRGC warned that the volume and depth of Iranian military strikes will expand in the coming hours and days. Additionally, the United Arab Emirates says it has come under a massive Iranian missile and drone assault. According to the UAE's foreign ministry, more than 1,400 missiles and drones were launched toward infrastructure and civilian sites. Officials described the attack as brutal and unjustified, calling it a serious violation of international law and the United Nations Charter. The UAE says the strikes targeted critical infrastructure and caused an unspecified number of casualties. The IRGC has warned regional governments that any country allowing the United States or Israel to launch attacks from its territory will continue to face Iranian retaliation. Meanwhile, military activity across the region is intensifying. Meanwhile, reports indicate that a U.S. aerial refueling aircraft was seen taking off from Prince Sultan Air Base in Saudi Arabia, believed to be supporting bombing operations against Iranian targets. In another sign of widening instability, a powerful explosion was heard in Erbil, the capital of Iraq's semi-autonomous Kurdistan region. The cause of the blast remains unclear, but the incident is raising fears that the conflict could spill further across Iraq. According to an Iraqi source speaking to Iranian media outlet Fars News, an Iranian drone targeted the Al-Harir airbase in northern Iraq late last night. The base, located near Erbil in Iraq's Kurdistan region, hosts American military forces and plays a strategic hub for U.S. forces operating in Iraq and the wider Middle East. The source claims the drone strike directly hit a vital U.S. radar installation, part of the base's early warning defense network. Witnesses say the radar system caught fire and burned for more than an hour after the impact. If confirmed, the damage could significantly weaken the base's early detection capability against incoming missiles and drones. The source also suggested that the aircraft used in the strike appeared to belong to a new generation of Iranian drones, though this claim has not yet been independently verified. Al-Harir Air Base has been a strategic hub for U.S. forces operating in Iraq and the wider Middle East.
News never stops. The world keeps turning, and every turn tells a story. Wars, elections, geopolitics, Davids versus Goliaths.
While everyone is celebrating the US-China trade tour, Trump has been quietly doing something else across Asia.
These were once home to the ancient Silk Road connecting east and west.
But who's connecting the dots? Who's decoding the global storm? Welcome to Times of India videos.
You're watching a special edition of Global Pulse with me, Neha Khanna.
בהנחיה שלי ושל שר הביטחון ישראל כץ.
Durante este año,
We decode the shifting grains of geopolitics to you. From Washington to Wuhan.
Встановлені домовленості і сьогодні підписуються.
Everything, everywhere, all at once.
Just 2 years ago, Canada was one of the most popular countries for Indian students.
From Davos to Delhi, we track the decisions that move markets, shift policies, and shape the future. No jargon, no bias, just clear, credible, global journalism. Because understanding the world doesn't have to be complicated, it just has to be smart. And that's what we do best. At Times of India videos, we don't just tell stories, we build perspective. We connect the dots between what's global and what's personal, what's happening out there, and what it means for you. It's fast. It's fearless. It's making sense of the changing world order. Times of India videos. Because your worldview is just a tap away.